Orlando is an area many local folks evacuated to when this storm was heading right towards us. But of course, that changed in the last 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, that's where we find our reporter, Katie LeGrone, joining us live tonight. Katie?
Hey guys, yeah, we can really start to feel those feeder bands here in downtown Orlando. You can see just around me, you can hear even the howling of the wind. We're just getting a gust right now. Stand by. We've got some rain coming in. This is a short while ago. We also heard some thunder. This is all part of the process of Ian moving closer to Orlando.
Central Florida bracing for Hurricane Ian. The monster storm still on track to move across Florida's central region late Wednesday into Thursday as a Category 1 hurricane, with Orlando, its flagship city and tourist hub, possibly feeling major impacts.
Yes, we're visiting right now in Florida.
But Ian, not enough to keep these tourists away. The family drove from North Carolina, arriving Wednesday morning, just ahead of the storm.
Why did you come to Florida knowing that there's a hurricane barreling down on us?
Well, we wanted to see, hopefully it works out. We had bought our tickets for Disney.
But seeing Mickey Mouse will have to wait. In a rare move, the happiest place on earth has shut down all of its parks, at least through Thursday. As concerns remain high, Ian could bring historic flooding to the area, with rainfall possibly reaching up to 2 feet in some parts.
I'm from Phoenix, so this is all, wild to me.
Some residents can't help but be concerned, even Florida natives.
You have to be concerned, right? I expect probably the power to go out a little bit, some nice debris, hurricane debris, but nothing too crazy. I don't think it's too crazy over here.
They're very worried right now.
But Jeff Norwood's mind less on himself, more on his sister, who lives in Fort Myers.
They're getting it hard. There's going to be a lot of people with a lot of loss, and it's sad to think of. But Mother Nature, nothing you can do. Just hold on and wish for the best.
And you can see just a couple branches down here at Ayola Park in downtown Orlando. And I want to show you this couple. Actually, you guys just went down to take a selfie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So you got your selfie and you've got your helmets on, but
Aku Aku is serving tiki drinks right now.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. So yeah, clearly here in Orlando things are starting to pick up, but people are still kind of keeping some humor about it. But obviously this is going to get a lot more serious this evening as conditions here in Orlando continue to deteriorate overnight.
We have new video coming into our newsroom of rescues in Central Florida. Here you see first responders taking elderly patients from a care facility in a flooded part of Orange County. This is just one of the hundreds of rescues that happened in that area today. Our Katie LeGrone was with first responders all day long, documenting their efforts to save lives.
Known as City Beautiful, by Thursday morning, Orlando became another Florida city underwater.
We went to bed and everything was fine. We woke up, I walked out, and I said, the lake has swallowed the road.
The aftermath of Hurricane Ian here spared little.
I've never seen the water this high.
You've never seen it. This is Lake Eola.
This is Lake Eola. Plus.
Streets became lakes. This flooded road in downtown's iconic Lake Eola, stunning even long-term residents here.
We've been here 50 years. This lake has never flooded since I've been here.
Some drivers made it through.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What are people doing?
Others barely made it out.
I wanted to go up the hill because I figured getting away from the water would be best, but it was worse.
Among the most telling images of the water damage left behind.
Wow, oh my gosh.
We could only capture by going on the water.
I've been in this area for about 13 years. They had flooding in 2017 when it came through, but not as high as this was. One can't walk.
With the National Guard in tow, strike teams from Orange County's Fire Rescue took us inside this neighborhood on the west side of the city. Homes destroyed, cars submerged, and residents desperate to get out. Grabbed only what their hands could hold.
The whole house is flooded. The cars, everything. Like, we don't have nothing left.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hundreds of people.
I wasn't expecting this.
Men, women, and children rescued.
Water was in your home?
Oh, boy.
Really?
It built up during the night.
Taken to higher ground.
It came all the way up to the door.
From water that just wouldn't break.
You okay? You sure?
Here in Central Florida, Ian's biggest threat to the region was always flooding.
Good.
It took only hours for that threat to become a real-life battle.
Yesterday, we saw plenty of dramatic rescues in the Orlando area, which is dealing with some major flooding. ABC Action News reporter Katie LaGrone is live for us again in Orange County today. Katie, the images and video you brought us yesterday, absolutely incredible what those first responders were doing.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, you know, today, for the first time, we're seeing the sunshine. It's certainly a welcome sight across Orlando, just sadly not in this neighborhood where I've been for the last 2 days. This is known as the Orla Vista community. It's actually just outside of Orlando city limits, about 15 minutes away from downtown Orlando. And you can see behind me, the water is just, this neighborhood, Lauren, is just still completely overcome by water. Yesterday, hundreds of people in this community had to be rescued by water rescue teams from the county. They simply were trapped in their homes as the storm was continuing to pummel down. This morning, though, we've seen some of those residents going back and forth by boat trying to get items they had left behind as the waters just kept rising. They were forced to leave without some of the most critical items, from medications to, you know, we've seen other personal items being carried out. One guy came out with a generator, and there have been lots and lots of pets that were left behind in these completely flooded out homes. One woman we spoke with described fleeing her home as the storm was barreling down early Thursday morning. Conditions so bad, Lauren, she was forced to leave behind pets, even her dad's ashes.
I just hate we had to leave them in there, and the animals. It breaks my heart.
And fortunately, her son this morning was able to retrieve her dad's ashes. We saw 2 members of the county's water rescue teams out here this morning helping her and others. But listen, this is a community that's so prone to flooding. In fact, you know, the shock and awe of the last 24 hours today, over the last 24 hours has today really turned into sort of rage and anger. People really, you know, just angry that this community continues to deal with bad flooding. Although they do say Ian, of course, has dropped historic floods, neighbors tell us that the pumping stations in the area actually failed before the storm. And this is a community that is adjacent to 3 retention ponds. So those retention ponds, coupled by the rainfall from Ian, has just caused literally catastrophic damage in this area. In fact, one man who's lived here for 30 years told me Ian has spelled the end to this neighborhood. As for Orlando proper, we do know from city leaders that assessment is underway across the city. Basically, they're just trying to survey the damage at some of their public works buildings, parks and recreation as well. On a brighter note, we do know that the city that is Mickey Mouse's home, we know Mickey Mouse is back. Disney World has reopened, so has Orlando International Airport.
Even in Central Florida, people have a long recovery still ahead. We've been showing you these devastating sights out of Orlando and the flooding there that caught so many people off guard. Families, children, animals stranded, and they were bravely rescued by those first responders. Katie LaGrone has been in Central Florida this week, bringing us literally inside these rescues in real time as they unfolded on live television. Katie joining us right now from Orlando. Katie, what are you seeing there tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, Paul, right now we're at Lake Eola Park in downtown Orlando, and things are starting to at least look a little bit more normal. People are back on the paths here in Disney City. We've seen people walking on the paths, jogging on the paths. In fact, I've got a group here. Feel free. You can actually walk on the sidewalk now. Yesterday, you couldn't do that. This viewing dock that I'm standing on, it was halfway underwater, Paul. And so while things are improving here in downtown Orlando, across Central Florida, including parts of Orange County, flooding remains a major concern.
Nearly 48 hours after Hurricane Ian refused to spare Central Florida, Orlando started to look a little more like its nickname, City Beautiful.
We're going to start to recover slowly. Water's going to recede.
Water that overwhelmed pretty Lake Eola Park in downtown, causing historic flooding in the streets, receded. Residents anxious for normal.
I'm good. I mean, I'm ready to go back to work tomorrow.
But in other parts of Orange County, going back seems almost impossible.
This water's not going anywhere because the water from every place else comes here.
Just 15 minutes from downtown Orlando and Orla Vista, homeowners remain underwater and angry. The area prone to bad flooding continued to fail.
Did you lose everything?
Pretty much. We had to leave everything. And lost everything again. This doesn't make any sense. They should have done a better job of pumping that water out.
This homeowner fled from her home as Hurricane Ian barreled down, leaving behind pets, even her dad's ashes.
We had to leave them in there, and the animals. It breaks my heart.
Friday, her son went back to get them. Clarence Laster, one of hundreds taken to higher ground by county water rescue teams Thursday.
When I opened the door, water gushing down there.
Also had to go back.
Inside the house?
This time on a neighbor's boat to get his medicine. The 30-year resident here could only sum up Ian's impact like this.
2017, the same thing happened. But this time it's worse. It's twice as bad. Maybe 3 times as bad. Man, yeah, I think this time is the end of this neighborhood.
Among the streets still underwater here, Hope Circle. While some residents are losing it, others are still trying to keep it alive.
Some good gonna come out of this, like it always does.
And there will need to be some pumping stations that help get that water in that community out. Here in Orlando, Ian dropped a record-breaking 14 inches of rain. A spokesperson for the city telling me it is going to have to all naturally recede. When I asked her how long that would take, her response, we don't know. This has never happened before. For now, we are live in Orlando. Katie LaGrone, back to you.